Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Lomax here. So I got a comment from my last video wanted me to go into details about, gunshot wound and all that. This is going to be a tale from a dark side. And what I mean by that, and why I say dark side, is because it is dark. Okay, let's get into it. If you're very sensitive, this video is not going to be for you, because it's going to be real gruesome. This is a very private story of mine, but someone who supports my channel, you know who you are. I give you a little insight on my world at one point in time. It was nearly 10 years ago. I think it was 10 years ago, to be exact. Follow me. I remember back when I was a young man, I was in a dark spot. Very, very dark spot. I was lost, no guidance, no one to look up to. As you know, I was fighting my pops. I've told you guys before, my pops is a raging alcoholic. Mom, she's very codependent. Basically, grew up in an abusive home. And when I was a young man at 22, I was in a very, 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 you might well say hell. I was in hell mentally. I didn't care. I stopped caring. I wanted to take my anger and my frustration out on people because I was so angry. Not innocent people. Basically what I'm trying to tell you is that I didn't want to live anymore. I felt as if I had nothing to live for. Abusive home, emotional abuse, physical abuse, not well taken care of. As you heard from my last video, I didn't get the support when I was in school. I was a very talented young man. Still am. Still a talented young man. That's why I'm being creative with these videos as much as I can. Excuse me, I'm at a park. I'm at a public park. I don't want everybody to hear this who's around. But this is for you, YouTube family. So, I remember the time I lost my mind. I lost my mind. I was depressed. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. And this was a time where I had my first child. Only have one child. And that's a whole nother story. Maybe I'll bring her into this in later videos. So around this time, I was going through a lot of baby mama issues. As y'all know, at that time, I was working in the warehouse, dealing with different types of women. When, of course, I was in a relationship with my baby mom or whatnot. I was living with her. My home life was so bad that her mom allowed me to move in with them, which was a major mistake. Major red flag and major mistake. I remember times her mother would say, you too young to be going through what you're going through. And this is when I was 16 and 15. All the way up to 17, to where I think I went ahead and moved in. She started letting me stay there. One thing led to another. Was together 5 years. and bam, end up having a child. Beautiful baby girl. She's 11 now. So let's move forward. So me and her broke up, and I didn't know how to take it because deep down I kind of knew it was my fault. I was sleeping around with other women, not caring. So such a dark place, man. And you know, we just had to move on. And a lot of manipulation came with that. She started manipulating me, playing with my mind. I told y'all it was my first child, me and her both first child. So a lot of emotions was high. At that age, I didn't know how to control myself nor my emotions on things. And things got rough. Things got rough even more mentally. I tried to go to my pops and my mom for support. Didn't work. Actually made things worse. That was giving me more negative thoughts. So one day, you know, me and my pops had got into it. It was just one particular day. Me and my pops had got into it. My brother was over there and he locked him out. I'm trying to get all the most details as I remember this story on where I lost it. I wasn't happy. But anyway, my pops, he threatened to kill my brother. He locked my brother out the house. He was drunk. And, you know, I having to pull up. Basically, I lost my cool. Once I heard him wanting to kill my brother, I pulled a gun on him. Yes, I did that. And I've had my scars over it. And, you know, my aunts, my mom, them was screaming. They threatened to call the police. Thank God, you know, I didn't shoot them. I didn't want to shoot them, so I didn't. And my pop was like, you know, if you want to kill me then. You know what I mean? Just very, very toxic, man. This goes to show you how unhappy, you know, he was. Miserable he was. Maybe that's why he treated us like that, right? Yeah. But so basically, I didn't shoot him, but I remember my brother, he took the gun away somehow, forgot. But you know, everybody was scrambling. They was trying to hold him back. He was charging at me, and I just ran back. I ran up to him, punched him in the face. So, you know, he was bleeding. He fell to the ground. And he got back up. He always keep a knife on him. And he came outside in the front yard. He opened the knife. And, you know, we toe to toe. And he started swinging at me. You know, we're in the middle of the road. You know what I'm saying? The neighbors and all that is looking. My aunt, my mom is screaming. She's going to threaten to call the police on us and all that. She wanted us to leave. She basically, you know, put him before us because, you know, she was codependent. She depended on him to pay all the bills. And so we ended up leaving. You know, my aunt tried to get me to come to her house. I'm sure that whole situation scared them. And I didn't go. I ended up getting in my car, going for a drive, and I just started crying. I was crying out of pain. I was crying out of guilt. I was crying out of shame. I was asking myself, this can't be my life. I didn't want to live no more. So let's fast forward a bit to around 2016. I ended up hotel room with a whole case of beer. And those who know me, they know I don't drink. I had like $1,800 or $1,500 on me. I remember taking my vacation days from work. I remember checking into the hotel room, and I literally drunk myself. I had a gun at the time, a 9mm. My first intention, I put it to my head with a pillow, and I squeezed it, but I couldn't squeeze it on a particular pistol. If you know what a Millennial is, a 9mm Taurus Millennium, you'll know that it has you have to pretty much get a good squeeze on it. I really didn't want to do it that way. So I think I remember I tried to drown myself. That didn't work because I can swim. I just kept drinking myself. I remember I urined on myself. I know it's getting a little, into details, but I'm going to tell you. Isaiah, if this is making you uncomfortable, click off the video now. This was what happened when I was 22, 21. So a day or two go by. I didn't know that people had put out a missing report on me. I was in that hotel room like 2 or 3 days, drinking myself. Time was going by so fast. I didn't sleep for like 2-3 days. My mind was going crazy. I was having these intrusive thoughts. I didn't want to live no more. I felt like no one cared. I was hearing certain voices, the devil. And excuse me. And basically, I think I remember I turned the gun on myself. I waited till a certain time, I counted down, and I didn't want to be here no more. I turned it to me, right here. My intention was my heart. And Payal. They say when you drunk, you feel more confident in doing things. That's very true. The truth will come out. But I know if I wasn't, intoxicated like that, I wouldn't have done that. But hey, it happened. So when I shot, I didn't feel anything. I started losing blood. I got weak. I fell back on the bed. And I was super skinny at this time. I was nowhere near what I look like now, size-wise. And I fell back on the bed, and I was losing so much blood, I started blacking out. Like my life was flashing in front of me. I tried to get back up, but when I got back up, I turned around. The bed sheets, it was a pool of blood, and somehow, you guys, I made it outside. It was cold. It was around this time, matter of fact. It was around this time. And I forgot some of the story, you guys, but someone saw me, and I was asking for help. And I think they went ahead and called the police. And you guys, I was so intoxicated. I think I ended up catching pneumonia. Like I said, as I was walking, I was blacking out, black spots. and the police came. And last time I remember, they put me in the back of the ambulance. They put IV in my arms, and they tried to ask me who shot me. And first thing they asked, was I gang related? They start looking at my tattoos. I told them. And I remember the ambulance guy, he was telling the cops, like, he doesn't have time to answer these questions. We got to get him going now, or he's not going to make it. So basically the cops, they had, I remember seeing my money in a bag. I remember they was laughing at me. Yeah, they was laughing at me. And I remember this guy, he said, he told me, I don't care if you sit here and die. Tell me who shot you. Because they didn't believe it, that I did it to myself. And I couldn't really give no answers. So last thing I remember is that I went to the hospital. And there was cutting on me with scissors and all that. I felt every pain. I got the scars to prove it. I'm scarred up on this side. I have a gunshot wound right here. It healed pretty good, but you can see where it went through in the back. And like I said, so I'm in a hospital, and of course they give you my meds and all that. They put me out. I guess they, working on me. I had chest tubes in my chest. I had like 3 or 4 of them that was hanging out. Every time I coughed, it was so bad. It was so horrible. One of the most pains I ever felt in my whole life. I had to stop myself from trying to cough. When I coughed, blood was skeeting out into the tube. It felt like something was pulling on my heart. And by the way, this is when I woke up. I was on the hospital bed. I couldn't move. Felt like there was something was pulling on my lungs and my heart. But I think that's where they put me out and gave me some surgery, I believe. They drained the blood. Like I said, they had tubes all in me on the side and up here. And I think I remember the nurse who was my nurse. I think she was trying to scare me. And she showed me my tube. It was filled up to blood like that. And she was like, I don't know if you want to make, you guys, maybe she meant something else. I'm not sure, but she said this. I guess she tried to scare me. I don't know, but she said it wasn't looking good. And that's part 1. I'm gonna kind of make this a series, different parts. But it gets deeper. It gets darker. The pain gets worse. Stay tuned to part 2. I ain't gonna give it all to you now. Stay tuned. Peace.